Good evening. Good evening. And welcome to tonight's extraordinary meeting of the Town Council. And it's the first full meeting of the Town Council this year, so I'd like to wish you all Happy New Year. Yeah, and may it be a prosperous and healthy one to all. So just before we start the meeting, we've got quite a lot of people in here today and we have some different opinions. I'd just like to polite reminder of courtesy and being respectful to people. Can be have different views and stuff. So anything was conducted tonight, I'd just like please give people the respect they deserve, and listen to them, and no personal stuff, anything like that. So it's just a polite, because it won't be tolerated, and the meeting will people will have to leave, or the meeting will be suspended. So just before we start there, hopefully we won't be needing any of that. So we'll move on to the agenda, and the first item is to receive apologies and absences from the meeting.
Yes, Chair, Councillor Dunn and Sykes.
And Councillor Carrington.
Apologies for anybody else who's...
No, they
just said that. Okay. Thank you for that, Chief Officer. And the second item is to receive declarations of interest in any contract or matter to be discussed at tonight's meeting. Have we any declarations of interest? Thank you very much. And just before we move into the public participation, which I'm presuming we're going to get quite a little bit tonight, let's bumper turnout. I'd just like to bring in Councillor Mark Innes to put some context into tonight's item number 4. It's a big Lamp Roundabout, and Mark has been briefed from the OMBC in a Zoom meeting. Is that correct? So yes. if you could put some context into this quite sort of like flimsy drawing, shall we say?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, myself and my fellow ward councillors were briefed by Oldham Council regarding a proposal which effectively replaces a big Lamp Roundabout. The reason I asked the Mayor as leader of the Town Council to call this meeting was the unanimous feeling of our ward councillors who were on that briefing, and also the significant magnitude of the impact that such a proposal would bring to our community, and I felt rather than let things progress behind the scenes as these things do, accumulating costs, I felt it was necessary, and I'm sure other ward councillors did, to make the public aware of what's being thought about in terms of the big Lamp Roundabout. Now, the key elements I'm sure I'm concerned with, and I'm sure my fellow ward councillors are concerned is not just the eye-watering cost, which has been proposed and estimated at between 3 to 5 million. How you can have a gap between 3 to 5 million, I find absolutely bewildering. Part of it is apparently something to do with consultant fees. But that's where we are. Both myself and I know I'm speaking from Councillor Sykes' words, not speaking for him. There are genuine health and safety concerns in terms of the proposed cycle route. It's the cycle route to nowhere, except to a dangerous junction further up. This is a specific landmark, the big Lamp Roundabout, which is being bulldozed, and personally in my view it already meets the criteria as a traffic calming measurement. And not only that, the absolute disruption and horror this will bring, because if this is not going to be an overnight thing, which will bring to the community. So I just wanted to bring this to a full council, because one thing we do have in Shore and Crompton, which is an absolute positive, is a town council, and that gives us a local voice, a local body where we can act on behalf of residents' wishes. So I wanted to bring this here today to discuss with fellow town councillors on the basis of public opinion, to see how we can mobilise or act as a town council to take our feelings and actions forward. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Innes. So, now there's a bit of context there of what's proposed and how it was proposed. Then we'll move on to the public participation in accordance with the standing orders. Now we have a 15 minutes set aside for this with the discretion of myself as the chair of the meeting. What I'm going to ask is, and I know there's going to be quite a few who want to speak, is that if a point's been raised, shall we say, we don't keep sort of raising the same point. What it would be good if we could all, you know, if people have got fresh points to raise, you know, unfortunately if someone raises a point that you want to raise, we just don't want to keep repeating the same over and over. So with that, you know what I mean, and the 15 minutes is not set in stone, it's my discretion. As long as the meeting's going well, churches and you know, everything's in order, we're fine to let everybody get the set, shall we say. So with that, I will move into it, and it's a public participation, so...
Before you move to that point, can you just let us know when we're allowed to speak on that part of it? Because I was at that meeting with Mr Hints,
Councillor Hints. Councillor Hints.
Councillor Hints, sorry. And but my two colleagues weren't, so I just wondered whether when you were going to allow us to speak.
Well, so I think we'll let the public speak and then we'll let the councillors... if they want to ask a question, they can ask them to whoever to answer as well, so there was time to speak.
Just
as
part
well.
of order, Chair. If nobody's been before, if you wish to ask a question, ask it through the chair rather than to individual councillors, please. That's the that's the protocol.
So this lady, yeah, can...
Mr Chairman, born and bred in Shaw, I still live here, and I was born in a house on Duchess Street 63 years ago. Now Shaw Big Lamp Roundabout has been a landmark for the town for all those years, and obviously possibly much beyond my time in Shaw. Everything else has been taken away from our town, with no police presence, with no baths, with no market to speak of. 4 stores on Thursday doesn't cut it for me. How can we let the Oldham Council run ramshod over us? And I hope we won't, and destroy the one thing that identifies Shaw as Shaw that we've got left.
Something I do agree with. It is a landmark. It's a gateway to our town. You know, if you're heading in direction, the Big Lamp Roundabout gets mentioned quite a lot. So yeah, it's a valid point from my point of view.
Sorry on that. I just want to highlight on the drawing that you can see, and it's no way acceptable in my view. But if you see just at the side, if you would like to highlight it, only where they're proposing to move the actual big lamp to.
It's it's the little dot there on there.
It looks to me like it's been dumped at the side of the road.
That's typical of what I would say the local council would do.
So, and next to it is the rock as well, which I think we've kind of grown to like.
Yeah.
So if you see there, so it's almost like they've brushed it to one side. No one's going to
So
see
the
it.
lamp would be there, the memento rock could be there, but it's been sort of shoved to the perimeter of what used to be the roundabout, because the roundabout would be disappeared.
Can I go and shove all the council to the perimeter?
As long as we do it respectfully. Right, we'll go to this side, this gentleman over here.
Given the cost, when you look at the 96,000 households in Oldham, it's going to cost somewhere between £45 and £60 per household for every household in Oldham. Wouldn't the council be better served reducing people's council tax by that amount, rather than changing a landmark to something that people just don't want?
Landmark and a functional roundabout.
The functional roundabout,
Yeah. It's important cost things, yeah, you know what I mean? We're here to listen tonight, you know, and for you to hear your views. This lady did have her hand up.
Yeah, I just wondered what the benefit is supposed to be from Oldham Council. Obviously, come up with a proposal. What's the benefit supposed to be from doing that?
I think that's a question a lot of people are asking, and it's an answer what I can't really give you.
So unless Councillor Williams would like to explain how this is funded and how it's come about, or how.
If anybody can give me a benefit.
Andy Burnham's dream.
So it's an Andy Burnham's stream.
So it's a transport for Greater Manchester scheme where they hold this money and councils can bid for the money for certain things. So this is the madness of it. So it's not like as we can say, let's have the 5 million and spend it on things we need. There is a criteria where if you want a Cyclops roundabout, you can bid for one. So they're trying to fit pieces into a jigsaw that does not fit, in my view. But do not be deflected. This is public money. This is taxpayers' money.
So apologies, just to clarify what you said. The purpose is because Andy Burnham thinks it's a good idea.
Well, if I can come back and answer the question, is that what we were told at this meeting was that Transport for Greater Manchester have found a pot of money, and therefore they wanted to put in some cycling lanes and stuff like that, and so that was their answer to it. Now, we'd never seen this before, we'd never heard of it before, and as Andy Burnham sees over everything that is Greater Manchester, that is why I said it's an Andy Burnham dream, because that's what he wants people to cycle around. However, as people have said, this roundabout is a centrepiece to Shore, and if any roadworks was to happen, the building works, whatever it is that would happen to that roundabout, we would be shut off from Oldham. And that's one of the key issues for me, is that we would be shut off from Oldham because we wouldn't be able to get up, and it'd take us ages to get up there. You know what it's like on Oldham Road and Shore Road, if you get traffic lights, if you get any road works, gas works, whatever, you're stuck on there. You're in the morning, in the evening, it doesn't matter. So that was brought to us, and my understanding at the time of that meeting, which was last week, Councillor Hinks and Councillor Navesy were there, and Howard Sykes, myself and Councillor Murphy and Councillor Hamlet were there, and we all said that you need to can this, we don't want it. And that's what I'm a bit surprised that it's here, because I thought that officer had gone away with a flea in his ear and been told that they hadn't had to go any further with this, and that was all our opinions on that in that meeting.
Just to come back at that, Mr. Mayor. Yes, that was the unanimous decision from all councillors at the meeting. However, I, as leader of the town council, I thought it was pertinent, rather than just to let someone go away with a flea in their ear, was to make this public knowledge, get people to voice their concerns, get the town council to have a strategy on it, i.e. options of what we can do, because clearly the overwhelming feeling is this is a negative thing, rather than let them go away and things could be going on behind the scenes. So this is more of a supportive action, really.
This isn't. There hasn't been any more action from Oldham Council. This is just we're reviewing what they proposed to the Borough Council.
And I think residents of the community have the right to know what's going on.
But you can see it's a very emotive and object. So this is why the meeting was called. It's to give the people a chance to, instead of to find the facts out of the facts how we have them now. And because the social media creates a lot of its own facts sometimes, so this sort of like it's an info meeting, you know what I mean, really, about what we've got at the moment. There hasn't been any further plans from Oldham Council given to us.
No, I know. I wasn't even saying that. I was just saying that we told him to go away and not come back again.
So if we can, sorry, I couldn't see you over there. So.
What about the ongoing cost when all these, if they go in these lights? Because about 15 years ago it used to cost 10,000 a year for maintenance for one set. So where's all that money going to come from?
Well, it's an Oldham Council cost. It's not, I know it affects us all directly, but it wouldn't be coming directly from the town council as a costing.
Because nobody talks about the ongoing costs.
No, we've no ownership on the highways, so it wouldn't be. Although it would be a cost to you as residents, it wouldn't be a cost coming from this council.
Yeah.
But there is a cost, I totally agree.
Just briefly, and common sense like us Darby's out. Why on earth are planning this when you can look at that and think, how many lorries could actually queue up down Manchester Road before Royton's affected by all this. It's not just Shaw. All right, we're the brunt of it. But what are we doing? There's an old saying, why fix what's not broken?
This gentleman's been up, his arm's going to be aching if I don't.
It certainly is. My name's Steve Feltham. I've lived in Shaw 12 years now. I'm come from the south, you know, you can hear it in my voice. But I have 2 points of clarification. The bits that go through the roundabout at the moment, is that a bus lane?
No, it's an indication of traffic, that.
Oh, okay.
The roundabout won't be there, the traffic will go.
So Andy Burnham, Transport for Greater Manchester, is doing nothing for Transport for Greater Manchester because there's no bus lanes. That's good. Now, how many people have actually, cyclists have been injured on that roundabout?
Exactly.
What? Because we need to know what problem someone's trying to solve.
Yes.
But I go around this roundabout 3 or 4 times, 5 or 6 times a day, and there's no problem. This roundabout only gets a bit jammed up when the traffic jams up down the road where you turn to go down to Royton. That's a bit of a nightmare. That blocks up and it backs up. But big Lamp Roundabout works well. And I've lived for 31 years in Holland, yeah? And in Holland they have a huge network of cycle lanes everywhere. They have special road markings for when you turn. If you do this, there's going to probably be more accidents because the British don't understand cycle lanes, and this doesn't solve any problem at all. It just moves the problem further away. So I can't see any point at all for anybody to even think about this. And the point about us being cut off from Oldham is really important. How would we get there? Both roads are blocked, and this is not going to be a fortnight. This is going to be months and months and months.
Good news is we've got trams.
Sorry?
Good news is we've got trams.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But
that's if they run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you don't get mugged. Anyway, that's my time.
Could I just ask, is there any traffic reports on what will happen on this roundabout?
Well, that could be one of our
environmental reports on what happened to the kids who have to walk past all this traffic.
Well, this is a first draft proposal, so these are the questions we'd be asking as a responsible council.
In July, and they did it for a month, and it's online, anybody can look at it, and not one cyclist went down the road.
I'd like to see some data about presumed cyclists. Cyclist associations have been contacted to see their views on it, but these are all things, you know, this is an area views sort of meeting, and we'll sort of agree to some what we're going to do on the back of it, on the back of our thoughts as well, and how we deal with the Oldham Council.
Or could we ask how the decisions have been made?
Oh, yeah, that could be welcome, yeah.
Excuse me, you're just saying basically there's no environmental test or no traffic test? No, they're not online, and they have, but they should be. Nothing's been done about that, so we don't even know whether anyone's done any, provision for that, any investigation into it already.
I think if we can let the chief officer in, he may be able to give you a bit of clarity on that.
Those sorts of assessments and reports would accompany a planning application. There's some small print on this that you may not be able to even make out that said this initial draft drawing is not even suitable for technical approval. So it couldn't even make a planning application document. But those things you just referred to, traffic reports, environmental assessments, would normally accompany a large scheme like this when a planning application is submitted. There's no sign of a planning application. So those would follow if it gets that far.
But so what we're trying to do, or what you guys are going to try and do, is to take our thoughts back to the Oldham Council and get it stopped before it gets to that stage.
I think they're just dipping the water, right? If the toes in the water, you won't want them to put the socks on and shoes on and go away.
Yeah.
Before I ask the question, we live on Crompton Way. Our windows look onto Crompton Way, and we've been watching for last week, and we've been one cyclist in the last week.
I'd like to see some data.
But the question is, I know it's an Andy Burnham scheme, but the bid, has that come from Oldham Council? Have they bid for this?
Yes.
Oh, that's what they have.
The money's Transport for Greater Manchester as a whole pot of money, and they've gone, oh right, Oldham will look good doing, we could do something in Oldham. Yeah.
So they've
There's been a discussion there.
But
There's
it
been a
goes through,
discussion,
so
obviously.
Oldham have put in, thought, we need to bid for one of these.
And that.
Where can we fit one?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Exactly.
But they did it in Milnrow, they did it in Castleton.
Castleton's a
And all the
nightmare.
towns are closed
Castleton,
down.
yeah.
Castleton's terrible now.
Castleton's shocking.
Castleton is a lot more with cycle lanes, isn't it? And the bollard cycle lanes in Castleton.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
get to the
And that
shop.
we cyclists actually hate as well because they find them very dangerous.
But Milnrow's just down the road and it's ruined Milnrow by changing the roads.
Yeah.
Mr.
And all they
Mayor,
have to do is put an all right turn into
Into
Shaw
Shaw.
here.
That's
and
it.
people
That's
will
it.
drive straight
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I think this is something I need to mention as well, is one thing that we did notice on this superficial briefing which we had is they make reference on the plans linking Longley Street to the Beale Vale proposed residential development.
Yeah.
I think what the thing there is, because of the current state in terms of Oldham Council and its relationship with PFE, Places for Everyone, which this is part of, there's no saying that it's not confirmed that development will happen. Hopefully it won't, is our viewpoint. We're concerned they're sort of sticking in infrastructure for developments that haven't been given planning permission, which in itself
When you
is a...
say infrastructure, you mean doctors and things like that?
No, he means
I mean cycle
Roundabouts.
lanes.
Are we expecting
That's
a lot?
more important.
Is this a
than doctors.
specially sort of out in the state for a cyclist, are we saying?
Yeah, so...
Following up.
So, I believe there's someone
Push bike then.
over in the back here, I couldn't see, so.
A lot of the questions I was going to ask have just been answered, but in terms of any potential timeframes then, what do we know?
We don't.
We don't know, no. Like I say, it's the first draft, and like I say, they're dipping the toe and, maybe trying to gauge put a public, engagement, trying to see how the public feels, so, well, Councillor.
When it comes to this, I just want to correct something. Oldham Council doesn't bid for the money.
Okay.
It's given it from TFGM. So it's ring fence money for projects. And in this case, it's ring fence for cycling improvements. I suspect it's from the Boris legacy, because he was a big cyclist, wasn't he? So I suspect the money has ultimately come from centrally, that the mayor has decided it's a right good idea to do some cycling improvements. Now, it's not often that I stand shoulder to shoulder with Councillor Hinds and Councillor Nainsey.
I think it's the first day, isn't it?
Well, on this occasion, we do. And we sent the officer back with a flea in his ear for all the reasons that people are talking about now. So I sort of suspect the reason why this is such a draft proposal, and I don't think for 1 minute it needs planning permission. I think they can just do it because it's a highway scheme. So the reason why it's in its infancy is because it's a proposal. It's in its very early stages. If I were a betting man, I don't think it will go any further because, to be fair, we did a cracking job of it, didn't we? In the meeting.
We did.
Of sending him away in the most respectful way that we could. Yeah. But it is a harebrained scheme, and anybody who can support that, well, for me, it's just not the way forward. I am shocked that it is here, because the next stage would be a public consultation, and then for me, we might need your help. So, but at the moment, we're probably not going to do, because I don't think it's going to see the light of day.
Well, you hope not.
So,
well, you hope not, Dave.
Don't panic too much, because I'm more than convinced it won't see the light of day.
Well,
We did, just for reassurances as well, one of the other things that we discussed is there's a load of other problematic junctions in Shaw and Crompton. Can we not have the money for this at some problematic ones?
Yeah.
And the answer is no. It's earmarked and ring fenced for cycling projects. And if it's not happening in Shaw, it'll go somewhere else in Oldham.
Well, they can have it.
Myself and Councillor Hinds was quite happy about.
Yeah. Thank you. Right, the gentleman has been working very patiently for his time in the year.
I want to approach the health and safety side of it. We get a lot of speeding traffic down Crompton Way, Munro Road. You're creating a racetrack there.
It's already
that is the best speed restriction hump we've got in Shaw. You can't go more than 30 miles an hour around that roundabout. It's physically, well, nigh on impossible. To me, that's just opening it up for people batting from Oldham all the way to the motorway through our area.
Just a couple of things. I think it's probably come through Andy Vernon's close relationship with Chris Boardman, who's part of this as well. So I think there's a team behind it. I think intention to make the roads safer is a great thing in general anyway. Seems to have gone a bit bonkers since lockdown. But I don't think this is the way to do it. I think everybody in this room concurs with that. I think there's other ways that you could spend the money to make it cycle friendlier and safer in general. Red light cameras would be a good start. The amount of people that jump them is ridiculous.
Cameras
would also just ask as well.
I
found out about this through my wife's Facebook account. She told me about it, I went hacking into it.
Oh, sure.
Just clear the record. This needs to be made a bit more public knowledge. I live on Chamber Road and it directly affects me, and I had absolutely no knowledge of this whatsoever. And that is shocking.
Well, because it's not got to that stage. Once it does, this is what be made of work.
But I won't be here tonight if it does.
Well, this is why we've held this meeting, because the public will talk to the public and it will spread. So, you know what I mean, you found out. There's a lot of avenues you can find out. We have our own social medias, we have our town council website, and we put stuff on start this. So it's one way of keeping in touch. I know we could, but you know, I'd like to, everybody, and this is why it's been an emergency meeting, quickly to get it out to the public, and we can spread it out once you've left these rooms tonight as well.
Are we basically saying then from here, then we just wait to hear?
No, sorry.
Well, as I say, I wasn't privy to the update, so we can ask you.
Just to respond to Councillor Murphy, just to give him the reasoning why I did call this meeting, was exactly for the reasons that gentleman was just called there now. I'm hopeful and prayerful just as much as Councillor Murphy that this doesn't get any legs and grows traction. However, that being said, I know, and I think we're all grown up in the room enough to know what a consultation can mean. It can be a ticking box thing, and I think the more awareness we make at an early stage, the more chance it has of not happening, rather than they've go through more cost. Because what you get in schemes like this is they'll invest money, and the majority of the money isn't spent on the work, it's spent on consultants, and this is the world we live in. So the more, I think there's a bridge in London they spent £20 million on that never got built, but they spent £20 million on consultants. And I think if we as a community say from the start, then there's more chance of it being turned around. So I am hopeful, like Councillor Murphy is, and I do hope logic prevails, common sense prevails, but we are in Oldham and that's not always the case. And secondly, what this does demonstrate, irrespective of any political allegiances, whether you have them or not, is this town council is there to act as a conduit to voice concerns of residents and opinions to relevant stakeholders, and that's what this meeting is about. It's about how does this council react to these proposals on behalf of residents.
Yeah, I think it is really important that we do have this meeting tonight, because I think the community in Castleton didn't want the cycle lanes, and there were lots of them that voiced their opinion and they didn't get listened to, and it happened. So I think it is really important that we do know about it.
Well, we're luckily enough, we've got a town council in Shaw Crompton, so it gives us, from my view, you know, an upstart on Castleton. So your views can come to us and we can relay them in a, you know, in the right manners as well. To
this lady here and that lady there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I find it quite worrying really that Oldham Council should at least vaguely know about Shaw can think that this, in the purpose of health and safety for cyclists and whatever is a good idea. I agree with everyone's comment. It's a landmark. Our road works as it is. It's probably the only roundabout in the area that does work the way it should do. I saw the hassle that we had this week with the lights in Shaw. But you just look at, we have the junction where the new co-op is, and that's already a nightmare for cars turning in and turning out, and then going into Longley Street. We've had quite a few people I've seen near misses and whatever. We're now also moving the bus stop, which are used by our children when they're going into Oldham, into the other side of the cycle lane. So they're not only going to have to contend with cars turning into co-op, cars turning into Longley Street, in and out, on a busy time. We're putting a bus stop in the middle of... Well, obviously, yeah, so we're going to... And they're already going to be late for school because...
There's more than cycle lanes, there's pedestrian lanes involved in this as well.
Safety here.
You're never going to get people out of the cars and back and onto pedal cycles to go to work. There'll be very few that will use it. Castleton's been destroyed by what they did.
Too dangerous.
The whole businesses of the local community, were destroyed. Do you want that to happen to Shaw? I don't.
No.
I don't think anybody does.
So,
no.
You've answered most of the questions, which is the reason I'm here for the first time. But my point is, having dealt myself with Oldham Planning Office on how, can I say, they do not listen, and I'm thinking it's absolutely fantastic to see the Shaw community coming together like this. Fabulous. But my question is, how do we stop it?
Well, this is a process.
Where are you going to leave us? Because, like I said, I have to complain to Oldham Planning Office, and they are a law unto themselves. So, please, let's stop this madness, and you'll get my support and all the people who are here.
Well, that's it. It's welcoming to us that it is a very good, turnout tonight, and it just shows the support that you all seem to be together. I don't want to single anybody out. If is there anybody in favour of this here tonight?
Can I just ask one more point? Just one point.
Sorry, there's a gentleman at the back first.
It's only a quick one. I guess someone's taking the minutes from tonight's meeting, and they'll be published on your particular website.
It's been filmed as well. It's been recorded, and the recording will be online.
Be on the website.
We have a YouTube channel.
And the only other question was, I'm sorry if I'm putting in it.
No, it's fine.
The only other question I've got is that how can we broadcast that to the bigger community, rather than just like there's about 120 people I guess here tonight.
Yeah, well, like you say, we will be.
How can we get it out there? How can we publish it?
Word of mouth.
Share the video.
Can we not have a
word of mouth.
leaflets telling people what's going on in Shaw?
We couldn't as yet put a leaflet together.
You can't just
because it may be subject to a planning application. We have a planning committee at
Nobody on my street knew about this because none of them got internet.
And they live there.
There is Chair, there is a newsletter scheduled for distribution at the beginning in the next few weeks. It's just coming together at the moment. I could propose that we put this as a proposal in that.
I suppose we couldn't put a judgment in it.
There's not going to be no judgment
in it. We could only put it in so it could reach more people.
Just to let them know what's going on.
Can I just ask, is it a town council newsletter you mean? Right.
So we could put it in, and it's as it stands, but we could announce it, but we couldn't put a judgment on it, or just so people would know that it is. Word of mouth is a very good one. You've got 120, we all tell 2 people we've got, you know what I mean? And it spreads and spreads.
And this, we also ask that this video meetings are also put on I Love Shaw.
We try and get it out to as many people as we can online. I know not everybody's online. This gentleman again,
I just wanted to say, I feel great shame for Oldham Council, and they can propose something like this, but they can't fund a footpath to go up the side of Cop Road so school kids can walk safely to school every day. If you drive up Cop Road, the kids are right in the edges, they're in the puddles, in the muck, and it's really, really dangerous. That is absolutely a shame for Oldham Council if they can't fix it.
Can I just say, following on from that? You don't want them to tempt fate. Can we not prove to those that need to know that's a safe route through Shaw for everybody, wagons, cars, whatever? We've got a good, as far as I know, health and safety on it. We've not had loads of accidents and people drive pretty good. Like, selling well enough alone.
The only accidents the only accident I'm ever aware have happened a bit further down where they introduced the right turn opposite the health centre, which to me is a bit of a funny one, and there has been multiple accidents there.
For the years it's been like that.
But that's on the roundabout. But say we can put this in documentation to Oldham Council.
Dawn and Councillor Hinds and that lady there.
And then we may bring it to a close then. So
Mine's more, it's not a question, it's more a, everything that's happening in Wrighton at the minute, outside Istanbul, where they're putting the bus stop and removing all the railings, everybody complained about that. The consultation that were done by London economics students. It wasn't done by any company, it was done by students from London School of Economics. And it's still gone ahead. They completely ignored everything that the Wrighton people said,
I know,
and
but
it's gone
it's
through.
not. Yeah, I know you're saying, but
But
it's
it's
not.
the same sort of thing.
It is, it's relevant, but it's not relevant in the way we're not right. You know what I mean? We haven't got a town council. We can put these things through. This, this is where we should be quite blessed as a town. We have got this extra council, this facility. You know what I mean? And this will show you that it could well show that it is well worth it. What it says when people say, well,
But
what
if you
does
don't
it
get to
do?
planning, we can't object, can we?
No.
So, but like I said, we would have a committee. We would make a judgment at that
I
meeting.
think, sorry, just to mention to Dawn there, I think obviously this town council and its agreed actions in representing community feeling is important, but also be under no illusion that every ward councillor will be lobbying against this viciously. So.
Can I just ask then, as ward councillors and us as town councillors, can we take some of the themes from today's meeting and how are you going to feed them back? Are we going to feed them back to the man who's done the application? Are you going to gather the information after today's meeting, and what's the process next? We're going to email back to them and say we've had a meeting, the community feeling is not one person in this room thinks it's a good idea.
So next item agenda.
And that's what
Next item on
agenda.
Just following on from the gentleman's comments over about Cock Lane, and how it's a pity that Oldham Council can't find proper things to spend money on, and rather looking at this big pot that Andy Burnham's throwing around. Similarly, there's problems on Napier Street and Smallbrook Road, where only last night somebody put on Facebook, gangs of lads are going up and down the streets with machetes and knives trying to break into cars. They could look into providing policing force to get the streets.
It is a different matter. It is a matter. It's not. You can't blame Andy Burnham for misappropriation of people and what they do with the time and stuff like that. But I do take it on board. So, somebody there.
I live just off Chamber Road on Manor Road and have done for a number of years. And there's absolutely no problem with that roundabout. And I agree with everything residents have been saying. But in terms of stopping this, which is the point that's been raised, I'm in quite a strong position, because if the independent councillors from Shaw and Crompton, who are holding up the Labour Council, which is a minority, say we're going to leave that coalition.
I think we're straying away from the point.
Let me finish the point.
Come out. I'm happy to answer.
Wouldn't Labour back down and say we're not going to inflict this on the residents of Shaw and Crompton, but they wouldn't have a majority anymore?
Just to.
Let an answer that, but it's not.
Well, no.
Dwell too much on this.
No.
Slightly answer.
Okay, so just as you have there, I mean, obviously, there's councillors who wear different hats. As ward councillors, I've said, all ward. This isn't a political issue in terms of it's more of a, that we're not fighting against this. We're all in agreement, and each individual councillor will be using their position as a ward councillor to lobby. I can assure you, as a member of that working arrangement with the Labour coalition, with the Labour administration, we'll be lobbying it at the highest level.
Yes, but will you come out of the coalition if they force this on us?
I can't comment.
As a Shaw and
It's not relevant. I'm sorry, but we can't take it. I'll take a question from the lady. Have you still got your hand up in the black coat, the lady?
There's one that sat there.
Lady there, sorry, yeah. And then I think if we haven't got any more points after this one, we're going to bring the questions to a close.
I just feel that it could be turned into something positive. That this money is being made available, which can't be a bad thing, if we can direct it towards something that we and lots of other people feel is really needed.
It can only be used for
And
this
we can't
scheme.
necessarily vilify Andy Burnham, Oldham Council or anyone else.
No, we can't direct it because it's not something we've got control over the money. But I know what you're saying, that the money could be spent in better places or better on a better. But apparently, and I'm not saying this money is ring fenced only for cycle related improvements. So at present,
Well, in that case, could we, as a little group, put to the bigger group and that gets put to a bigger group, some suggestions around cycle paths? There must be some improvements that could be made that don't involve.
well, that's it. This is part of today's meeting and seeing it. And like I said, this is a draft proposal in its first instance. And like I said, we will more have to wait to see if anything else does come through it. Let's hope it doesn't. They might go away and say, wasn't a very good idea we made there. Let's, that could be the decision. So anyway, lay at the back there.
So just on the point of health and safety again, it doesn't mention anything there about the Pelican crossings. There's one at the end of Princess Road, and there's another one further off the roundabout.
It does mention something about Farrow Street, doesn't it?
What about Oldham Road, the one just up facing the court, edge of the court? Is that going to go? Because where they put on the roundabout, the footings going round, obviously they're going across the main roads. Are they going to get rid of them Pelican crossings?
Well, I can't answer that, but it does say this drawing isn't really for use for it. It wouldn't be suitable for a planning or working drawing anyway. So it
does suggest that.
It does suggest that. So I can't really answer that really. But I mean, I know what you're saying. But the drawing itself, it even says it couldn't be used in that way. It's a highlight of this. This gentleman there.
I want to make a vote of gratitude to our local councillors and representatives to bring this to our attention off the records of the normal media and make the most of it. Let's use it wisely. Now, if the justification for this, as a technical engineer, I cannot find it, and if it goes into the safety of cyclists and to promote cycling, can you please put it in records that as a keen cyclist, I know that there is a way to bypass the roundabout without getting anywhere near and then crossing perpendicular to the two roads. Just consult with the local cyclist. Need signpostings, maybe highlighting, but not that. So please have it in record. Speak to the local cyclists. Thank you.
What's the time scale regarding money that has to be spent?
There has been no time scale given as yet, so I can't answer that question.
No time scale.
We have been given no time scale yet. And so the first draft proposal.
Because say they didn't use it on the roads that need repair.
Well, apparently, like I said, it's been ring fenced for cyclist improvements. So we're at a bit of an ESF for that. I can't even give you an answer because I don't know. There hasn't been given. All we know is what's here on that. It's on the first draft proposal, and so let's hope it goes no further. Shall we say maybe? Yeah.
I think.
Can I just ask one question? We'll have a couple more, and then that's it. We're going to move on.
I think that's the point from what the lady said and what we've all said here. I don't think anyone thinks that there's a purpose for it or anyone wants it. I think we see an awful lot of negatives more than positives. And I think you said, I'm sorry, so you said about you'd be willing to bet that it wouldn't go ahead. You said we can't be sure. You said
we can't. We're not betting. This is why this meeting's been called, so to gauge the public, to get it out there.
What can we do as a massive collective to not bet, not wish, not hope? What can we do to make sure it doesn't happen? Exactly. I think that's what we need to do.
One more question.
One more, and then
It
I've
doesn't
got
sound
two councillors.
like many people think it's going to happen.
Well, we
don't know. Are you sure that all of council have thrown this at us, taken his minds off other things?
Well, I wouldn't even like to. It's speculation again. We're not speculating here tonight. Let's talk about what's there in front of us. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
not
a proper plan.
Somebody at Oldham Council's put their hand up for this money certain. I know
Sure,
you're saying that
we
it's
can't
great
answer
to
that,
transport for Greater Manchester, but somebody
Somebody's put their hand up for
said
swimming pool.
it's
Absolutely.
that funding, haven't they?
I'd like to propose, Mr. Mayor, that the council writes.
Well, we're coming on to that in the next agenda item. item number 4 is to actions.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Losing it.
Yeah, so, have we got anything?
Yeah, just question, I suppose.
Please, people speak.
When it was the parish council, my understanding was that we would only be consulted for our opinion on highways and planning. Make our recommendations. Is that still the case for the town council? So all we're doing is just saying, well, they don't have to take notice of us, do they?
No, but what you're doing is engaging with your local.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just asking the question to make sure that I've got it
The
right.
stuff comes before the planning committee on the town council, because we've got local knowledge and other people, and we consult these people, so we've got better local knowledge. So it comes before us for a recommendation, which we recommend then to Oldham Council Council, and it's still the case. That's how it works.
Yeah, and so they can go against what.
Oh yeah,
well, it might not come to planning.
But it might not go that way. We don't necessarily. We're still speculating again, but it does work in that process. Yes, that's a process.
Thank you for clarifying that.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so on that, I'd just like to thank you all for turning up tonight and speaking very politely and respectfully.
Well, it's not over yet, the meeting.
No, the meeting's not over. No, but the public participation part, if people are free to wish to leave if they want, that's fine. But we're going to move on to the next part of the meeting.
Okay, well, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you all. Anybody wishing to leave, quite welcome. We'll consider the actions.
Just before people leave, I think you should stay really to see what action we take as a council to meet with this. It's not the end of the discussion. It's just we've just gauged public opinion and now we're going to move on to how as a council what we're going to do to represent them views.
We can't vote against it. It's not a vote against it. No, it was public participation. This is just to gauge public consultation. How do people feel? Just
It's actually just said if the cycle lanes are going round, why do we need to get rid of the roundabout?
because the traffic has to go across.
Why?
Well, because you can't. It's separated. If the traffic went round as well, you're not separating the cycles from the traffic. Otherwise, you haven't got it. You haven't got
normal roads. Through cycle lanes.
No, but it does. But in its sequence of lights, you don't get the left turn option without
So
stopping.
everything goes on red while the cyclists do the.
Yeah, then it goes on red, and then the cyclists go on red.
So when does the cars go?
Anyway, so finish that. We're going to move on to the item 4. Excuse me. Can I just ask something? No, we're going to move right on to the item 4 now.
Well, which is
Yeah. Well, we'll introduce it first. If you don't mind, please, sir. So, all right. Yeah. So, class, quiet, please. We'll move on to the item 4. It's the big Lamp Roundabout to consider actions in relation to the proposal from OMBC. This is actions from the Town Council.
Can I propose, Mr Mayor, that the Town Council writes directly to the leader of Rushar of OMBC, highlighting not only the Town Council's concerns to this project, but also echoing the concerns raised in this room by residents today.
We have a record of some valid points being raised today, didn't you?
We have a catalogue, Chair.
Castle, yes. But within this letter to OMBC, we will be seeking clarification whether it will be coming as a full planning application.
Yeah, it may not, those Councillor Murphy's into.
Well, it would be nice to know the answers to the questions for when we ask them again. Well, I can't give you a definite whether it will or not. I'd like that to be answered.
So we have a proposal, Chair.
I'll second.
No, well, let's just paraphrase the proposal, please.
Right, so I'd like to propose, Mr Mayor, that the Town Council writes directly to the leader of OMBC, Councillor Arushar, highlighting the concerns the Council has regarding this proposal and also echoing the views made in this room by public members today, and also asking how far this proposed scheme, where it is in its element in terms of where it is, and to report back.
Are you able to add to that themes that people have discussed?
Well, we've said that.
I said that. You said to Steve what people have raised tonight. Tony's been, Chief Officer's been writing down the valid
Smoke
points,
went off his pen.
and they'll be put to them. And like I said, about data collection of cyclists, you know, have cyclist organisations been consulted, health and safety issues. All these will be in the letter.
Can I get a second? All in favour?
All in favour?
Sorry.
Yeah, will you please
Sorry.
conduct the meeting, councillors?
Just
All
on-
in favour? Yeah, that's
Just on that, Chair, would it be prudent therefore to arrange another meeting when we get a response from OMBC?
It would be, but we could.
Just for
if it's not a council, if it doesn't fall within
So-
the parameters of a council, we'll call another extraordinary
It's just for
meeting
the public to know that
explain to the public.
we would respond back and organise another get together
And
so we can feedback.
Would this letter go online, or do we have to wait for a
We'll
response?
publish, I think we should publish a letter online so people
And
can
the
see what we've done.
Can it go on the Star and?
Yeah, they've got to be published on our website. Yeah.
Yeah, and any other websites if people wish to.
Well, I think the best avenue would be the official website to
Yeah,
to
but
go
get
down
shared
these
from
lines,
there,
yeah,
Mr.
and then
Mayor,
share
isn't
from
it?
there, yeah. You know what I mean? So
Can I just have input? Would it help if individuals who are here and feel very strongly about it write direct to Andy Burnham?
I wouldn't have this, sorry, just my view, I can't, if you wish to write.
if you wish to write,
fine.
anybody welcome to write to
I
whatever you
just-
wish to.
Or I
Yeah.
leave a here, would that help?
I think in
Well, it's
the
an
group,
OMBC council thing, so it should be somebody. If you did wish to write, I'd write to OMBC to the council.
you can write to any of your ward councillors, but we're all
Ward
going to agree with you.
Well, like I said, and I think it's been highlighted from a few different people. What this is a proposal. There is no more at the moment.
We just want to make sure
It's our
that from the
response to the
start,
proposal.
everybody
So
knows everybody's
it's-
feelings.
Yeah.
You've made your decisions of what you'd like to see what happens, but
Nothing.
but for the next, for it to go any further, really, there has to be more happen. Yeah. So we're going to write with our concerns, which might end the process, or they'll say, right then, well, this is the next, this is where we are now, which is why it said, where are we at with the post scheme? So these questions have to be answered before we can sort of move on. That's why the meeting, once we've got a reply, will be called again, and we can go through the responses.
And if I can just reiterate again, Chair, the Charlotte and Crompton Town Council Media YouTube channel, this meeting will be uploaded on that channel within 24 hours. If you need to go back and recap on things that we said, we also use them to help with our minutes as well. So
Yeah, to factualise, you know,
Yeah.
in case anything.
So I'd encourage members to go on the YouTube channel if they can.
Like I say, if you do follow all our town council websites and stuff, you'll find quite a lot on there which, you know, we could relate to more than just this, and this could be a nice engagement to spread our word, shall we say.
Next.
So that's
Some good news.
Yeah, we will get to it when we're finished. Concerns, yeah. So we have, yeah, so we've got all that down, just checking we've got all that down for the,
Yes,
for the letter to OMBC directly to all the council leader. Yeah? I'm going to move on now, as Councillor Smith said, is to the barrier planters, item 5. It's to receive an update and be further action on the barrier planters within our town boundaries. And up to Councillor Linster, who has maybe some good news.
So, as all residents will be aware, they are a significant focal point of our community. Not just in summertime, they're obviously an all-round effect. There were some internal changes at Oldham Council, which meant that the barriers didn't get fully done this year. As a town council, we managed to secure some of them getting done near the War Memorial. Now, traditionally, how it's been funded, these barrier planters, has been a combination of town council money and also councillors contributing from their allowance from their individual budgets. Okay, so because of our positive working relationship with Oldham Council, the town council, we've secured funding for the barriers. The total cost is £14,000. The town council used to traditionally put £8,000 forward. We've reduced that to £6,000. So the benefit is they're all going to get done. It costs the town council less money, and it also frees up councillors' individual allowance budgets to spend on other things they see fit. So I think it's a positive news for ward councillors, because they can use that money instead of it tying up onto barriers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was discussed it with Shaw Assembly this year, 2020. Weeds are growing this high on our lovely town centre. And
It's something we did lobby very hard about to get done.
Yeah, I've been told, are we doing it for the bees? So I'm thinking,
No, it's not.
No, that was the wildflower
what
gardens.
are you talking about? Who are you lying to? So can I have your assurance, hopefully 2025, there will be no weeds in
We
the
don't.
Shaw Town
We
Centre?
don't control them, they're not our pavements.
What
will?
Weeds.
But we do. I can assure you that we do lobby all the time against it. We lobby continually to get these weeds cut down, shall we say. But
Can I go around with my weed spray?
yeah, they put it down to, shall we say, is the no contractor to do it.
It may be a future function of the town council.
But at the moment, it's not town council responsibility. We'd love to.
Well, not.
We'd love to devolve a lot more. It's Oldham Council, all payments and stuff are run by Oldham Council, not the town council.
OMG, oh my.
Not OMG, it's OMB, see. Yeah, I know it gets a little bit confusing at times, but they are responsibility of Oldham Council. And I can assure you that, and I know my wife's a ward council was working very hard, and many telephone calls, emails to try and get these, you know what I mean? Because it was, I saw it myself. And, you know, I had exam house, I cut them down. No, it's, I said, if you all do your own house, it's all going to look a bit nicer.
Just like the olden days, you know.
Yeah, like you said, community spirit.
Yeah.
Well, just to clarify, then it's not our response, there's nothing we can do. In fact, as in doing it ourselves.
So how can we push Oldham Council to do something?
Well, we do. We push on council everything quite a lot.
Sorry, but everybody was very lucky when the weeds were sprayed, because we did have an Ed Sheeran lookalike going there.
Yeah, we did. We do have a famous weed sprayer actually on the Oldham Council.
Oh God.
But yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so we're happy with that. So I think that's very good news. Just 1 second. That's very good news regarding the barrier planters, and I don't think it is a nice part of our gateway, and it highlights our town and everything. Yeah, and just.
That's until they bulldoze it when they put the.
Well, that's it. I hope cyclists are not going to have to be watering them on the way around. So, Councillor Williamson.
I'm pleased to see that the parish council are
Town council.
Town council, sorry.
It'll come in the end.
Town council are funding some of the barrier planters, but most of them are funded by the borough councillors.
Well, no, this is not anymore. Not anymore. They're going to be funded, but the shortfall is going to be funded by OMBC.
Excuse me, can I finish my question?
You can do,
please? Right. So all I'm asking is, I just wanted to clarify. So now, what you're saying, all of the barrier planters are going to be paid for by the town council.
No.
Right.
So the total, there's 50. I haven't got the exact breakdown because we've used
we
it.
have as well.
Yeah, so there's 58 or whatever there is. The total cost for the year for summer and winter plantation, because it's not just planting them, you've got to feed them and all this. It's water them and and maintain.
Yeah, for the whole package.
It's £14,000. That figure hasn't changed. Okay. Originally, the town council provided £8,000. And ward councillors made up the shortfall out of their own budgets.
Right.
This time, we've negotiated that the town council will pay £6,000
instead of 8,
which gives us a £2,000 saving for the town council, but also allows ward councillors like yourself not to make that contribution, so you can use that money on other things.
Because Oldham Council are paying the rest.
because
The
Oldham
shortfall.
Council are paying everything else.
OMBC are playing the shortfall from the so it's 8,000.
Right.
So it's not going to be.
So that's a really good thing, isn't it? Because you won't need to use your council allowance.
Yeah, we're happy with that clarification. Yeah. Yeah, so I think we're okay there. Been a very fruitful evening.
Can I have something clarified, please?
Yeah.
If the cost hasn't changed, why were only half of them done this year?
This is because
so
we didn't
that
have
cost
this.
wasn't spent.
Yeah.
So because of internal changes at Oldham Council and some mistakes that happened, the plants weren't ordered, so it was a complete and utter disaster. Okay, the town council stepped in, yeah, to make sure we got something for the memorial, yeah, in terms of that. But there was no, that had gone, so nobody's paid anything for that. We Oldham Council picked up for what we've done, but there's been no contribution. I don't think Ward Council have contributed this year, have you?
Yes, we have.
You have?
Yeah.
Well, you need to be asking for that money back.
We are
don't
doing
you? Yeah.
We're doing
Fair
it.
enough. But going forward, our concern as a town councillor is to make these planters happen. And one way we were thinking, we're getting sponsorship in, even getting local events doing it, but there was serious health and safety concerns, having people planting stuff on a highway and feeding them. I mean, so we went back to Oldham Council and said, look, this has to happen, and we've negotiated, which gives you some confidence in how we can negotiate on other things.
Can I just mention this? Right, beautifully displays of flowers this year, and I agree with that. Once again, Shaw's a point area.
Yeah, they were at the risk of disappearing these, so we've negotiated a new deal,
Yeah, that's
and
good.
now they've been saved.
I'm pleased to hear it,
It's
because
good
everyone
news.
I've spoken to commented
Yeah.
how beautiful that flowers
Lord,
are.
were out for different pot of money and they'd already ordered her before the change.
I'm going to shoot it with it now.
So that's
Right, so with that, like I said, I'll go back to thanking you all again for turning up tonight. Really enjoyable night, and we'll bring this meeting to a close. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.